Hello and welcome to Data Pipelines. This video will show us how we connect AWS S3 to Google Sheets and schedule those reports. So we start off by creating a project. This one's going to be called Weekly Reports. We then make sure that we have the data connections connected to the account. Our sample Lego data in this case is already connected in an existing S3 connection, but we need to connect our Google Sheet. So we start by copying the Data Pipelines Google Service account email and sharing permissions with that. Make sure it has editor permissions. Next, we copy the full URL of the Google Sheet, paste it into the relevant field, and then name that data connection. Now we have both data connections in place, we need to create the pipeline. So go back to the original project view and add pipeline and give it a name. So we start with our source data, which is the Amazon S3 bucket. We give it a name and we specify the table inside the S3 bucket. In this case, it's sets of Lego data. We recommend having 5 preview rows, but you can have as many as you like. At this point, we can now use the inbuilt SQL tools to manipulate the data. In this instance, we're going to isolate Lego sets from the 1980s. Hit preview and give it a sec to load the new preview. Okay, so now we have our data isolated purely by sets from the 1980s. We're actually now going to sort this using the sort function, ascending by year. Next, we're going to use this graph tool. The graph tool helps us understand the structure of our pipeline. Obviously, the more data sets and the more steps that you have, the more complex the graph will be. But this one for now is simple enough. We're now going to manually write this to our Google Sheet. So select the data source, in this case Lego data. We want with the headers. Select the target, which is the weekly report, and then write the name of the sheet that you want to populate. There we go, manual write test, and the data is successfully in place. Next, we are going to schedule. So back to the project view, find our pipeline, and hit schedule. Give it a name, and in this instance, we're going to run this report every Monday morning at 7 AM. So we choose week, Monday, and 7 AM. Want to write the data, again select a location for it, in this case it is the weekly report, and then simply add. So we're going to validate the schedule by running it now, and this will do similar to what the manual write just did, but run it in this particular instance. And there you go, successful schedule run of that sample data. Data Pipelines also supports connectors such as BigQuery, DynamoDB, MySQL, PostgreSQL, and a couple of others. The platform includes 60 minutes of free processing time each month with competitive flat fee pricing after that. Absolutely no upfront costs. Thanks for watching.